Okay, Councillor Florent.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to open the council meeting of April the 7th at 9:28. And I want to apologize to the viewers on YouTube. We've been having some technical difficulties this morning. And when Mayor Dumas rejoins us, she will take over chair as usual.
How do I do that? I'm here. Share screen.
I can hear you. Can you hear us, Mayor Dumas?
Okay. Oh, it's going.
Well, while Mayor Dumas is
Dan, you've muted it.
trying
Unmute.
Okay, can you hear us now?
yes.
All right, Holly, can you hear me?
Yeah, we're good.
Mayor Dumas, I've opened the meeting. But that's all I've done is open the meeting. So I turn it back over to you and we're at number 2 on the agenda.
All right, thank you, Councillor Florent. I see your sincere apologies to council and to the viewers. I was on a Zoom meeting last night and everything was okay, so I don't know what the problem was, but we're here now, and thank you for your patience, and thank you for opening the meeting, Councillor Florent. And so number 2 on the agenda is additions or amendments to the agenda. And there's one amendment at the end of the package. The complete resolution to adjourn the council meeting isn't in a complete format. So that's the only amendment that I am aware of to the agenda. Yes, you can see, as Holly has indicated, that complete resolution is not there. So we'll go back then to item 3. And I know that all members of council are present for the meeting because I had seen everyone as I was trying to get online. So the resolution number 3 to adopt the agenda. I have that moved by Councillor Collins, seconded by Councillor Bongo. Be it resolved that the Council for the Corporation of the Township of South Algonquin adopts the agenda circulated and amended for the regular council meeting of April 7th, 2021. I will call the vote on that. Councillor Collins.
For.
Councillor Florent.
For.
Harper.
For.
Councillor Bongo.
For.
Councillor Shala.
For.
Councillor Vermeer.
For.
Thank you. It's carried. Item number 4 on the agenda with the business before us this morning is, does any member of council wish to disclose pecuniary interest? Hearing none. Item 5 on the agenda, we do have a petition that has been included in our council package this morning. This is the petition in regards to Campfires Matter. And we have accepted that petition. I wonder, do any members of council wish to comment on the petition? We proceed in the agenda.
Mayor, I could just offer some brief comments.
Go ahead, Councillor Bongo.
Sure thing. I've been engaging with the public a lot online in my Facebook live streams, and I actually spoke about this petition on Monday online with residents. And so I think it's really clear that that campfires are part of the South Algonquin culture, lifestyle, heritage, and I want to assure the viewers out there that I think this staff and council really want to keep it that way. The people signing this petition, I think, are under the impression that we're going to be over-regulating campfires, and I don't really think that's the case. I'm sure as the viewers will find out in this meeting, we're really just looking at a way to modernize the way that we take the permits for large brush burns. And that's really that all that I wanted to say. And thanks to everybody that participated in this dialogue.
Thank you, Councillor Bongo. Does any other member of council wish to make a comment?
I would, no, I don't, I won't, I'll comment later.
Thank you, Councillor Shala. All right, so thank you. I also thank the residents and other participants of South Algonquin for the effort in regards to the petition. And we will then move on to item 6 in the agenda. And the first resolution is, I have it moved by Councillor Harper and seconded by Councillor Vermeer. Let me see, no, that's the one, Polly, if you could just move it up a wee bit. It is, be it resolved that the Council for the Corporation of the Township of South Algonquin adopts the minutes of the Emergency Services Committee meeting of February 24th, 2021 as circulated. I would call the vote on those minutes then. Councillor Collins.
For.
Councillor Florent.
Or
Councillor Bongo.
Or
Councillor Shella.
Or.
Vermeer.
Or.
Carried.
Councillor Harper, for.
Oh, I apologize, Councillor Harper. Thank
No
you.
problem. No problem.
The next resolution is moved by Councillor Florent and seconded by Councillor Shalla. Be it resolved that the Council for the Corporation of the Township of South Algonquin adopts the minutes of the regular council meeting of March 3rd, 2021 as circulated. I would call the vote. Councillor Collins.
For.
Councillor Florent.
or
Councillor Harper.
For.
Bongo.
or
Councillor Shalla.
Or.
Councillor Vermeer.
Or.
It's carried. The next resolution is moved by Councillor Vermeer, seconded by Councillor Collins. Be it resolved that the Council for the Corporation of the Township of South Algonquin adopts the minutes of the Economic Development Committee meeting of March 17th, 2021 as circulated. Calling the vote, Councillor Collins.
For.
Councillor Florent.
or
Councillor Harper.
For.
Councillor Bongo.
for
Councillor Shalla.
Or.
Vermeer.
Or.
They're carried. And the next resolution, I have that moved by Councillor Bongo and seconded by Councillor Harper. Be it resolved that the township be it resolved that the Council for the Corporation of the Township of South Algonquin adopts the minutes of the Emergency Management Services Committee meeting of March 25th, 2021 as circulated. Call the vote on that one. Councillor Collins.
For.
Councillor Florent.
or
Councillor Harper.
For.
Councillor Bongo.
or
Councillor Shalla.
Or. For.
They're carried. Thank you.
Councilor Vermeer, for.
Thank you very much. The next resolution, I have that moved. Which one is this one? Okay, I have this resolution moved by Councillor Shalla, seconded by Councillor Collins. Be it resolved that the Council for the Corporation of the Township of Algonquin adopts the minutes of Human Resources Administration and Public Relations Committee meeting of March 25th, 2020 as circulated. Call the vote. Councillor Collins.
For.
Councillor Florent.
or
Councillor Harper.
For.
Councillor Bongo.
for
Shalla.
For.
Councillor Vermeer.
For.
It's carried. We are now at item 7 in the agenda. I don't believe we have any committee reports. Are there any members of council or any staff that have any committee meetings?
Jane,
Yes,
I would like to, as a councillor, acknowledge or recognize the passing of a longtime fundraiser in South Algonquin. Josephine Lentz passed away on March the 26th through the night. I'm not aware if there was any definite cause attributed to it yet, other than old age. She was 83 years old. She was born and raised in Whitney until early teenager, and then moved to the Cross Lake area. And her husband retired in the early 1990s and from that time until now, she's been a faithful and very conscientious fundraiser and volunteer in the community.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you, Joe.
Councillor. Thank you very much. And I think every member on council would and staff would echo the comments that you have made in regards to Josephine. She was a very dynamic individual, and the community certainly benefited from she and her husband being members of our community for such a long time. So thank you for that. We will then go to staff reports, and that is in the blue package, your blue section of your package. And so okay, thank you, Holly. We have the monthly fire report to council from Chief Kruger. Anything you wanted to highlight there, Chief? Otherwise, I would ask council if they had any questions in regards to that report.
I just
Hearing-
hope everybody noted that we have taken on a new member, provided that it's voted this morning. Josh Drew has submitted an application to join the crew in Madawaska.
Very much. Okay, and the next item in the package is actually, yes, Chief Kruger, your staff report in regards to legislated fire zones. Comments from yourself or questions or comments from council?
This was just in response. There was a question asked during the emergency services meeting about the restricted fire zones. The proper term is legislated fire zone, and this was just an information package to explain that.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that because I think maybe I was one that had the question, and I do appreciate the clarification and the information that you provided to us. All right.
have
And we're
one
at
question.
the, oh, sorry, go ahead, Councillor Bongo.
Sure thing. Just a question for Chief Kruger. If there's a fire ban in South Algonquin, I mean, I guess my question is, would there ever be a time where the Crown land is exempt from a fire ban, but the township land is not? Or is the fire ban always put upon the Crown land and township at the same time?
No, a fire ban would be throughout the municipality. And if it's put on by the MNRF, then it's throughout the legislated fire zone. The legislated fire zone would then become a restricted fire zone. So Crown land is covered by any fire ban, whether it's put on by the municipality or by the province.
Perfect, thanks.
Any other questions? Okay. All right. Then we have the bylaw 18-567 that we worked on at the Emergency Management Committee meeting. And Chief, did you want to take us through this, or I would ask if council has any questions? There was one section that we have revised at this point, but I would leave you, Chief Kruger, to take us through this on points that you think we need to cover.
So I hope council has all had an opportunity to read through the proposed changes. I don't know that we need to go through it line by line, but I will highlight section 3.3. That was where there seemed to be the most questions. 3.3 talks about exceptions for getting a permit. And what we've done is we've said if a property owner is just having a campfire, they don't have to get a permit. They can if they wish, but they don't have to. But they do have to follow the burning restriction rules laid out in section 3.1. And that just talks about having a competent person there to watch the fire, having water nearby to put out the fire, and making sure that they're allowed to have a fire where they are, and that sort of thing. Other than that, unless there's questions, I'll leave it. I'll open it up for questions.
Sure, I have a question.
Councillor Harper and then Councillor Bongo.
Yes, I have a question on that, Don. Okay, people can voluntarily get a permit or they don't have to have a permit for a campfire. Does that also exclude the times they can have a campfire? Now, right now, you're not supposed to burn between 9 and 6. Can they have a campfire, let's say in the afternoon, and still be
So-
within the law?
As it stands right now, yes, we have not changed our burn rating just yet. We're still open for daytime burning. If it changes to nighttime burning, then campfires would be included in that nighttime burning. Like they would have to wait until basically until just about dark in order to have a campfire. And that's based on, it has to do with the moisture content and temperature and humidity and all that kind of stuff. So they are still required to follow the rules, but they just don't need a permit.
And if I may clarify, Chief, that restriction of the evening burn is for those large brush fires that we are still requiring people, like, you know, a cleanup brush fire or, you know, something that they're going to have a big burn. It doesn't refer at all to a campfire. Campfires are able to be had 24 hours a
if-
day, as long as you say there aren't other provisions requiring a burn cessation within South Algonquin.
If it's for cooking and warmth, they are allowed to have a small fire during the day, yes.
Mhm.
Mayor Dumas?
Councillor Bongo and then Councillor Shala.
Yeah, sure thing. If Holly could just go to the first page, please. I do have a question about, scroll up a little bit more. Okay, perfect. Yeah, just hold it right there. And there's this section that says, and whereas provides that open fires shall not take place unless it has been approved or the open air burning consists of a small confined fire. So I guess my question is it clear enough? Because I've spoken to Chief Kruger before that the fire department will not be going around and inspecting and approving campfire pits. I just hope that the wording here doesn't confuse people to make it seem like that is the case.
So my response to that, Councillor, would just be that wording comes straight out of the Ontario Fire Code.
Okay.
So I can't really change that.
Okay.
But in this case, approved would be for a large fire, right? So burning brush, that means that they've acquired a permit.
Okay.
Then it would be approved. And through the wording in the bylaw in section 3.3, we have approved people to have campfires.
Okay, perfect. And my last question is with regards to burning during the day. If somebody is cooking or seeking warmth, basically as soon as they finish cooking, they should extinguish their fire if they are burning a campfire during the day, correct?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
Go ahead, Councillor Shala. Councillor Shala.
We may have lost him again.
Were there any other questions while we wait to see if Councillor Shala comes back online?
I see him on there.
Maybe he's muted.
It doesn't,
No, he's not.
he's not muted, no.
I just have one question, Chief Kruger. I've been seeing on social media postings for our neighboring municipalities that indicate that there is it seems like it's an April 1st deadline for day burning. So is it true, or it seems to me that we don't do that arbitrary deadline, but we use the conditions? Is that what I'm hearing?
Correct, yes. So I base the rating on the information that's provided by the MNRF. And at this point, our numbers are still very good. That could change obviously very quickly. And I'm just waiting to get the next round of information from the MNRF.
Thank you.
But there
Holly.
are neighboring municipalities who just don't allow day burning at all in the summertime.
Correct, yes. So, yes, some of them just automatically on April 1st, they change the rating. I prefer to wait. Obviously, you know, with the snow just going away, people are still starting to burn brush. And this is actually an opportune time to do that while we still have some snow on the ground. So that is why I've left our rating where it is, in order to give people a little bit more time to get some of that yard cleanup done. As I said, though, the numbers are starting to rise in some areas, and it's most likely going to change within the next week or so.
Thank you for that, Chief. Councillor Shala, are you online?
Just got booted out again. But anyway, thanks a lot, Kirk. I appreciate your discretion, Chief, when you're talking about continuing to allow large fires during the day. This is an exceptionally early year. As a rule, we would have much more snow until the end of April. So great discretionary call to allow people to do the work that they've waited until this time of the year to do, and now they'd be held up again. So, which may even cause a hazard if they had the brush around. So anyway, but I wasn't sure whether I should keep flipping the emails or not. It was my understanding from our previous meeting that the mayor said if we can communicate if we have any more questions. And I did have some questions, and I circulated them around to all the council. And if this is going to come up for vote,
It's not.
Not?
We're not voting on this today.
Okay, well then I'll just hold mine because I did make some corrections, and I think the chief, there wasn't a comment from another councillor. Appreciate it, and I'll wait to see what it has to say, and because I certainly, as I indicated in my emails, I wanted the word may taken out of there. It's more of a regulation than it is, and may certainly isn't part of a regulation. So anyway, thank you.
So if I could
Actually, sorry, if I just may, yes. So I have made the change that you requested, Councillor. It's just it was not in time for it to be included in this package. So that's why the wording that you're seeing on the screen here is not what we've discussed over the last couple of days.
Okay, well, thank you. And I just wanted to just clarify, that's all. Thanks.
And I can just clarify that the fact that the bylaw is in the package. So we put it in the package because we knew that the resolution regarding burnpermits.com would be requiring this bylaw to be updated. So we put it in there so that it was in the public forum so that everyone could see what staff is proposing, and council has the ability to give us feedback as you have. But we knew when the package was being created last week that this bylaw wasn't ready for us to finalize to be able to be voted on today. So we'll vote on the burnpermits.com, and this bylaw will be in the next package for the amendments as they've been discussed.
Thank you very much, Holly and Chief Kruger. Any other questions from council then? Hearing none, we will go to the next section in the staff report. All right, thank you very much. We have before us a staff report from Tracy Cannon, our planning and building administrator, in regard to Shore Road allowance sale, which has come before council at committee. Are there any questions in regards to the staff report on this Shore Road allowance sale? Right, thank you. Hearing none, then we'll go to the next report. All right, and this report also was presented at committee. It is here in council to go forward. This is site plan agreement, the application in regards to the Morlock property on Hay Lake. Are there any questions or comments in regards to this report? Okay. Thank you. Hearing none. All right, so we're now into Holly, our CAO Clerk Treasury report. And Holly, this is, I'll let you speak to this. This is in regards to, which one is this?
This is just a general update.
Okay.
And there's nothing really in there that doesn't explain itself. If anyone has any questions for me on that information.
Okay, thank you, Holly. Go to the next.
Oh, I'm up again. So as everyone knows, we did present the budget at the last council meeting. Since then, there has been a little bit of information came back from council. So one of the things that some of you will remember is that we had put in the last two budgets to purchase the drape imagery, which is $3,800, and that's our GIS, our overlay, our mapping. We put it in the last two budgets and it didn't show up. They kept delaying it. And then I didn't put it in this budget. We put it in reserve and lo and behold, it showed up. So we've just added that to the budget. It won't change the bottom line. It's just going to be money coming in from reserves and being paid for that new mapping, and very exciting to get that new mapping. We have reduced the salary and wage grid to an increase of 1.1%, which is the GDP for Ontario as of January. So that increase has been reduced. We did kind of post-budget preparation. We did, council passed that resolution to do the improvements on Shields Road. So because that was passed, we put the information. So we took some of the reserve transfer and added that $10,000. And as a result, the contribution to reserve has been reduced by that amount. So additional budget discussion that was suggested was the DSAB property purchase. That I think that's the kind of thing that if we move forward and are successful with that project, that will be a resolution that council can bring funding out of reserve to do that. I don't think putting it in the budget this year, not knowing if it's actually going to happen, is really necessary, but there is reserve there if we need it. Hay Creek Road, we are doing a design for Hay Creek Road, so it was suggested that the snowmobile bridge be taken out. I think that's just a maintenance thing that we can do as part of that project, or maybe if it's desired this summer. There's some sand for the volleyball court. We can also do that through the operation budget, the parks operation budget. It was some suggestions of the dry hydrants. So the dry hydrant dollars have been left in the budget. So we will work with council in the next little while to determine the locations of those hydrants, because I know lots of councillors have suggestions and good information on where those hydrants should go. Road signage, that project has been included as part of the roads need study. We are going to get a signage document as well, so we can do that as part of that whole project. And then it was brought up that there was some interest in having some fitness equipment in Madawaska, or potentially the baseball diamond turned into a walking track. So as I suggested, I think that we should probably talk to the people of Madawaska and see what it is that they want. If they want a walking track, or maybe there's some of those really neat fitness equipment that go in parks. Maybe we want like a treadmill or something like that. So maybe we could just have, put that out there as a little survey to see what the people want. And then we have money in recreation reserves that we could pull that forward if and when that project comes forward. So those are the changes that have happened since the March council meeting. The budget has stayed the same. The proposed increase to the mill rate has stayed the same. If anyone has any questions for myself, or I think Jen might be, Jen, are you still around? Yeah, Jen's sitting in with Tracy. So if anybody has any questions, you can go ahead.
Any questions from council?
I have just one question. Can you confirm, and this is on YouTube, what the actual raise of people's property tax is definitely going to be then this year?
A percentage, 1%.
Thank you.
And that was presented, it's in the full budget package, what it
Yeah,
means
it's
to
in the
their,
bylaws.
it was, okay, it's there, so the amount. Any other comments? I would like to commend you, Holly and staff, for a very fulsome process in the budgeting process, and you know, the stringent and the overriding objective of maintaining the core services of South Algonquin for the residents of South Algonquin. And yet we are cognizant that taxpayers are the source of our revenue. And later on in the package, there is a message from MPAC, and I think that will have a significant, when MPAC finally gets around to doing their assessments, and due to the large number of sales of property within South Algonquin, the, you know, the basic underlying of how MPAC works is it's a willing seller and a willing buyer. And when people come into an area and start buying properties at, you know, very good seller prices, it will impact our base of our tax base in the next year and the coming years for sure, once the impact assessments are all done. But anyway, thank you very much. I think it's an excellent budget, and I think the council should be very proud of the fact that South Algonquin is in a very strong financial situation, and compared to neighboring municipalities that are having increases in their taxation rate, their levying of their taxpayers anywhere from 2.5 to some may come in over 4%. I think South Algonquin has done a very good job here. So thank you to staff and to council for your diligence in this process. The next report.
Excuse me, Mayor.
I'm sorry, who was that?
It's Councillor Florent. I would just like to add to your statement about impact and remind the taxpayers that the impact rate is based on the 2016 assessment rate. So sooner or later, property owners can expect a substantial increase in their assessment. They're suggesting now 2022, but they've been suggesting the next year for the last 5 years. So at some point in the near future, their assessment rate is going to increase fairly dramatically.
Thank you for that, for Councillor Florent. And I think the message that we are getting out to the public is that we have, as municipal government, no control over what MPAC assesses and the outcoming tax rate from that. So remember that, and I think you will probably be hearing us mentioning this to the general public quite frequently, because there is going to be a big increase at some point down the road in municipal taxes because of the MPAC assessment. So that's what it will be. All right. Any other comments from council? All right. We have the Public Works Department operations update from Dave Gatley, our works superintendent. Go ahead,
Thank
Dave.
you. All right. Just like to mention that we had start off by mentioning that we had an excellent response to this year's summer job competition. And we were able to interview 6 very good candidates. Of those 6, 2 stood out, and the hiring committee has made recommendation to hire those 2. Really close scoring between quite a few of them, though. It was good to see.
Dave, would you mind if I just interjected for a second?
Sure.
I would like the viewing audience to know that we, as a municipality and as a council and the work superintendent and the individuals that sit on the selection committee, we made the commitment to interview every applicant that we got for any of these funded positions in the township of South Algonquin, to give every youth, because it is a youth group that apply for these jobs, and youth, I think, goes up into the mid-20s, but that's the criteria of the grant. But we have made the decision to carry on interviews for every individual so that they get the opportunity to go through a comprehensive interview process in their own community with members of the community that they might recognize, in the hopes that it will make them more comfortable and you know, have a good interview under their belt as they go forward to seek other job opportunities. So I thank the staff, and I thank the council for their efforts to give everyone the opportunity to experience a job interview. So go ahead then, Dave. Thank you.
Sure, thank you, Mayor. Yeah, my next point was just a little overview on some of the things we're doing to enhance some of our work in health and safety with respect to workplace inspections. We're just looking at some of the environment conditions now in terms of noise levels specifically, and taking readings and including those. And also checking some of the physical elements of our code policy, just to make sure they're in place, our hand sanitizers and our barriers and things. You know, this is you know, becoming something that we're going to have to live with for some time. So we are inspecting, including those in our workplace inspections a little more formally than we had, in maybe in a more permanent way. The other thing that we are doing just to sort of enhance things is formalizing what our workplace is when we are in mobile operations, or if we're out on a work site. And that is by defining our workplace as the area in a vehicle or immediately around it. And that would, you know, particularly pertain to our garbage collection, so that is our staff's workplace when they're out in the community. And that's something that we're just going to be making sure that people approaching that truck are warned that that is a workplace they're entering, or cautioned. And if we are out on a stationary operation, that workplace will be the perimeter of the job site. And we're going to be asking members of the public or anyone entering to respect that as our workplace. We won't be able to sign it like we do other places, but you know, we can verbal clues and try and get some information out about that. We ended our winter schedule on the 21st, and we're back in, you know, 5 days a week now. Kind of an early start to spring, which is nice to see. Load restrictions went on March 10th, and we are seeing a lot of the frost leaving the ground. It's still sticking around in areas where there's shade, so we're keeping an eye on that. But when conditions present themselves, we will look at lifting those restrictions, possibly ahead of the 15th. We are also gearing up to begin sweeping operations maybe as early as next week. Unfortunately, our water tank is still in transit. It's going to be very close, but we don't want to delay getting things cleaned up. We have some rain coming, so we'll try and take advantage of that if we get out next week. And just moving off to environmental services, it's not on my report, but we did start spring hours at the landfill sites last Saturday. It was weather permitting, so it did work out to be the first weekend in April, and we'll continue those for 8 weeks. And also just note that summer operating hours start today, Wednesday, at the dumps from 2:30 to 6:30. The brushing operation on Macaulay Lake Road went very well, and we'll be back to do a little bit of cleanup and hopefully some other work on that road as soon as load restrictions are over. Our Madawaska landfill site report was submitted to the MECP. We haven't got the response yet, but we're anticipating it to be favorable. And just a bit noteworthy that attendance is up at both sites. I'll give you the numbers on the Erie site at the time of that report, but it's up almost 12% at the Madawaska site, which is about an extra 500 users. So, people are cleaning up. We're seeing it in the shred piles. And we did see a little increase in our quotation for the shredding operation this year based on the volumes that came in through last summer. So I would imagine people will be continuing with a lot of home renovation type work this year. And for our next waste meeting, if we're looking at tipping fees, I do have some comparisons in now from other municipalities, so we can have a little discussion about that at that point in time. And then finally, JP2G is trying to get us some information on facilities that would be available to municipality for some of our recyclables, such as glass, plastic, and cardboard. And I'm hoping to hear something positive in the coming months here from them, or some kind of good news as things change with the Waste Free Ontario Act. That is what I have. If anyone has any questions?
Are there any questions?
I have a question. I want to apologize if you very likely covered it, but I've been kicked out likely 10 times since you started, or since we start talking about the fire issues. But anyway, not sure what the issue is here, but at my end. But Dave, regarding the masking or whatever, I'm not sure whether you discussed it, and sorry if you have, but are people going to be required to wear a mask into the landfill site?
Not that I am aware of. We're going to be going on the same procedure that we did during the last lockdown. So the signs will be posted, and the staff will be physically distanced. People remain in their cars and go to their designated areas and then leave as efficiently as possible.
Excellent. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Thank you.
Any other questions for Dave?
I just have a quick question. Oh, Holly can go ahead.
I was just going to, while we have this public platform, indicate that, it's appreciated if the public can be aware of the Works Department's workplace, as Dave was suggesting. So people shouldn't be approaching the people at the landfills unless they're wearing a mask. So our staff are wearing masks when they should be. And if the public is going into our workplaces, we would ask that they wear masks.
Thank you, Holly. Go ahead, Councillor Bongo.
Yeah, sure. Just a quick question for Dave. A resident had just recently asked me about recycling in the township and asked me why we currently do not have recycling for glass, plastic, and cardboard. And I told that resident that you perhaps would have the best answer to that. So now that we have this public forum, I don't know if you just want to quickly summarize your response to that question.
Yes, well, it becomes access to facilities. So what we want to do when we collect recycling is have it taken to a facility where it's processed and contributes to the environment. And at the moment, there are no facilities available to us that are practical. Some of the rules are changing right now. Cardboard has a market, plastic and glass. I don't know if you've been following it, but there's really not a lot of market for that. So I'm hoping to see some good news provincially about facilities that are processing these that we have access to. I think it's an important issue, and I'd like to bring back some good news. I'm hoping our consultant comes up with something.
Super. Holly, your hands up.
One of the things that you could suggest to people is if they do a little research into the current blue box system that has happened across Ontario. We know that it's unsuccessful. We know that there are, huge buildings full of glass and plastic in the cities. And there's, we all see shipping containers that we've been shipping plastic to China for a long time. So there is a restructuring of recycling happening in Ontario right now, and we're following it very closely. But the reality is that, the blue box system that made everybody feel good for a lot of years wasn't really protecting the environment or doing the things that people thought it was. So go on YouTube and Google that. There's tons of information there about the blue box system.
Mhm. Right on. And Holly, correct me if I'm wrong. From my notes from Roma, there will be a provincial-wide universal recycling system by 2025. Is that right?
That's right. So there's a system right now the provincial government's working on that is, it's called Waste Free Ontario, and essentially it's a producer pay system. So what they've realized is, letting people put things in a box at the end of their driveway doesn't stop people from using plastic, and it doesn't stop the producers from producing it. So what they're doing is trying to do this cradle to grave system where, Goodyear and Coca-Cola and those people who are producing these things are now going to be responsible for what it is that happens at end of life, and with the intention that then those producers are going to produce more responsibly, or at least come up with waste solutions for what it is that they're doing. So yeah, Google Waste Free Ontario. There's lots of work going into it. There's municipalities that are starting to work on it right now. And we unfortunately are kind of phase 2 or 3, but look into it. I think it's very exciting, and hopefully it works for the province. It's definitely a complete change on how we think about waste in North America.
Super.
Thank you, Holly. Any other questions in regards to Dave's report? All right, hearing none. The last section of item 7 are councillor reports. Are there any councillor reports? I would just like to give a shout out to the members of the Recreation Committee and the Easter Bunny that were visible around town on Saturday and gave out huge bags of Easter eggs that were very, very impressive, I've heard. So anyway, thank you for that. It was wonderful to see the Easter Bunny out.
And just further to that, the Madawaska Recreation Department did do the same the weekend before. They did some delivery to people who couldn't. So it is nice to see a little bit of normality coming back with recreation.
Well, thank you for that. I wasn't aware, but I haven't been anywhere lately either. So, but that's good. Thank you. I'm sure everybody appreciated it. The next item on the agenda then is number 8, business arising from the minutes. So the first set of minutes that we were approved were the Emergency Services Committee meeting of February 24th. Were there any questions in regards to that, those minutes? I'd just like to put a plug in. Thank you to all the residents in South Algonquin who have met the age criteria to get their COVID vaccines. We've had very good. Renfrew County and district overall has had the best uptake, particularly in the individuals of the age of 80 and up, and that continues with the upcoming ages as well. As everyone is aware, there will be an announcement today, and a provincial announcement today in regards to staying in place. And I thank the individuals, the people of South Algonquin. We have been in a very good place and continue to be in a very good place in regards to individuals in our community actually having COVID. So thank you very much. We appreciate it. I know it's been a long haul, but I think what we're facing right now with variants of COVID is very significant. And I know the local, our South Algonquin Family Health team are reaching out to all residents in South Algonquin that they are aware of as each age category comes up that you can book for your vaccine. So people are doing that. And if you need to, you can register if you go to the Renfrew County and District Health Unit website. It's very clear and very easy to do. So anyway, thank you everyone for your diligence. It's very much appreciated. The next minutes are if there are any business arising from the minutes for the regular council meeting of March 3rd. Okay, hearing none. Economic development on March 17th. And emergency services on March 25th. And our human resources and PR committee meeting of March 25th. So thank you, no questions. So any unfinished business? Okay, so we're now into item 10 on the agenda, and that's correspondency action items. And so I just grab my package here. The first one is the proclamation of Emergency Preparedness Week, and there is a resolution in regards to this. And I think, Holly, you have that in the package, just that I, as the mayor, with the approval of council, would declare Emergency Preparedness Week for May 2nd to May 8th, 2021. And the second item in this package is the successful application for the fire safety grant program that was made. I don't know, Chief Kruger, if you wanted to comment on that.
So this is just the kind of in response to the closing of the physical campus of the Ontario Fire College. The government is giving out grant money to each fire department in the province. It was based on population size of the municipality. So we had to use the money to put towards training and or fire prevention. So I put forth a plan to update our ability to do some online training for the firefighters, as well as some equipment for fire prevention.
Thank you very much. Any questions from council? Okay, the next item is number 11, and that's correspondence for information. There's the proclamation that will go forward. And as you see in this section, what both Councillor Florent and I have alluded to is the impact assessment update postponed, and there will be consequences as we previously indicated. The second item is a good news item in regards to Highway 127 from the intersection of Highway 60 to the border of South Algonquin going into Lake St. Peter, and the project outline is here in regards to what will be happening, and there will be refurbishment or repair of that section of the road eventually, but this is the notice of the planning process. And the third item is the Solicitor General read the new Ontario Provincial Police Detachment Boards. And this is something I think as council we have to keep an eye on, is a reorganization of how feedback gets back to the Ontario Provincial Police in geographical areas. And certainly I would advise council to keep an eye on this. And there is a process that if we want to give feedback, that we have guidelines or timeframes that we have to meet. So I have read through it, but I haven't sort of plotted it out on a calendar, but we will be bringing this back to council, I think, at one of our committees, just to make sure everybody's had the opportunity to look at it, to digest it, and to see what the recommendations of South Algonquin would be in regards to the process of filling positions on this board. And I certainly hope that we will have a active participation in this process. I think it's a very, very important process. And it certainly will tie into the extensive studies that we have done with the other municipalities in regards to our community and the safety nets within our community that Dr. Mira, Holly, help me, I apologize, Dr. Mira?
Mira Sullivan.
That Mira Sullivan did, and all these things are coming together and tying together so that the OPP and the community are aware of the safety nets and the safety services that are out there for individuals in our community, and the premises and the hope and the reality will be that hopefully when people need the help, that connectivity and that access will be there for them. So I would advise members of the public to look at this in our package, and because they will be looking for community representatives on these OPP detachment boards as well. So please look at it and see if it's something that you think would be a fit for yourself, and council will work on it from our perspective as well. Okay, thank you. Oh, sorry,
Chair?
Is that Joey?
Yes, the next CPAC committee meeting is next month. So if any councillors have any questions that they want me to direct to the sergeant there, who may be privy to more information than we have at hand prior to the meeting, just let me know and I'll bring them forward.
Thank you, Councillor Vermeer. I apologize. I meant to pull you in this and ask if there was, and I really would ask council to look through this and get these back to Councillor Vermeer for that to go back to CPAC as well. This is a really important opportunity. And if we don't look at it and see how we might feel that we could contribute to this process of the board formation, then if you don't put your input in, then you're not heard, and we may not, I just think it's a good thing that we look at this and have some activity in regards to it. So thank you, everyone. Very much appreciated. Okay,
So-
any other questions on
Mayor?
those?
One little item.
Okay, Ollie, then I don't know who the other person was. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say there is a clerks group that is meeting there's two meetings on this. One is the Renfrew County group, and then one is the clerks of the CPAC group. And Joey, one of the things that I would suggest that you bring up to the sergeant is how they're going to ensure Algonquin Park representation on that board, because Algonquin Park is a huge part of our OPP coverage area, and I think we should be really making sure that we understand the resources that are going there.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I will write that down as a note, but can you forward me an email with that concern, please?
And
Thank you.
if people don't mind, if members of council are conversing with Holly or with Joey, if you could maybe copy all of this on it, so that we're sort of keeping ourselves in the loop in regards to the activity that's taking place, around this. And even if members of the community were looking to go forward as, board members, et cetera, it would be really nice if council knew who was putting their name in, so that we could have that whole picture of what's happening in South Algonquin. So thank you, everyone, for your interest. This is really very important, I believe. And I think we will all participate actively in this process. And Holly, thank you again for the information of the clerk group getting together as well, because even the last time around, the clerk group, coming together was very, very important in outcomes that occurred in our area. Okay, so we're at number 12 in the agenda, new business.
Mayor, before you go
I'm
forward.
sorry. Okay, Councillor Shall, I
had
apologize.
a note here regarding that page 76, the contract. I have some safety concerns regarding Highway 127. And I'm wondering, it's very timely, if I could work with Tracy and prepare a letter, or prepare it and forward it to Tracy, and then she could circulate it to council after she fine tunes it if necessary. And the council, then we send it off in a timely manner, because now is the time to, and appreciate them getting a hold of us. So it's perfect timing.
That would be very much appreciated, Councillor Shall. I apologize for not calling you back on that one, but certainly I don't see anyone. Does any member of council have any concern in regards to Richard working and doing a letter in regards to that, and would be sent out on behalf of council, come back to council to look at, and then be sent out? So,
Like, I don't know whether that should come from you, or it's sent to Tracy, the questionnaire, but should it come under the mayor's signature? Because I can prepare it, send it to everyone, and pick it apart and go from there.
I think that would be good, Richard, if you're agreeable. I appreciate you doing the work on that. We give it to council, and I think it would go under the recommendation of council to the mayor that this be sent forward. So I think that's the proper way to do it. And thank you very much for the effort and time that you will put into this, because I know you know that section of road very well.
Will do.
Anything else? Thank you very much, Richard. Good. Okay. So we were under new business. Was I at new business? Is that where I was? Yes. Any new business? What Holly's showing you now is the application process and the language in regards to the process of it's setting up the new boards of the OPP. So no, I don't hear any new business. Okay, so we are actually at motions of council now, Holly, if you wanted to go back up to the motions of council. Okay. Over here. Okay, good. Thank you. So I had this resolution moved by Councillor Bongo and seconded by Councillor Shala. Be it resolved that the Council for the Corporation of the Township of South Algonquin authorizes staff to start the process of changing to an electronic fire permit system utilizing burnpermits.com. Discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead, Councillor Florent.
I'm glad to see the the corrections made in the fire bylaw, which really it kind of resulted from this motion. But I still have concerns about the online permit system, because when the cost is portrayed, it's always portrayed at a minimum participation rate. And when the benefits are portrayed, they're always portrayed as a maximum participation rate. I'm a firm believer in the old proverb, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I don't see the necessity for this burnpermits.com.
Any other comments?
Go ahead, Joe.
Sorry, was that Councillor Shalla? I can't tell by voice.
I think I spoke over top of Councillor Vermeer, and I apologize.
Okay, go ahead, Councillor Vermeer.
No, it was Councillor Bongo. I will go after Councillor Shalla, Councillor Bongo, and then it'll be me.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Councillor Shalla.
We've talked about this at length number of times now, but we've never really heard how many burn permits that we actually issue in a season or over a period of seasons. And I look at one of the benefits to me is that it gives out information, but you really, unless you register, you're not going to get that information and current information regarding fire related issues. So, but I don't know how many burn permits we're actually talking about, but if we're going to pay $500 for minimum for 2 dozen, I don't know how many. So I guess we won't know. If we vote on today, we'll never know. And if we do vote against it and delay it, maybe we're delaying it during the hottest part of the fire season. So I don't know. I'm just wondering how many burn permits are the township in both fire stations or within the township are actually issued in a year.
I don't know if Chief Kruger can speak to that, because I didn't have any sense that there was any accurate information.
So there isn't accurate information because nobody ever actually bothered to issue permits. They just relied on a phone call. I can say that in the last 2.5, 3 weeks, I've probably had a couple of dozen phone calls about people wanting to get permits. And most of them have been people that own cottages here in the municipality, and they live in this down south in the city. And if we had an online permit system, it would make things much easier for them.
So I think that's significant uptake, certainly in a very short period of time. So anyway, Councillor Bongo.
Yeah, sure thing. As I really like the technology. The website is very, very professional. And from when I listen to the chief speak, it does sound like we do have a broken system. I know Councillor Florence said that currently we don't, but the fact that we do not have a very accurate permit collection administrative tool, to me, that seems like a gap. So that's why this app does appeal to me. My only number one thing that I wanted to check with everybody is that is there a policy that says that that we have to consider more than one tech tool? So for example, we've only been looking at burnpermits.com. Are we legally supposed to look at 1 or 2 or 3 options, or upon voting this, we're not violating any sort of policy if we only look at burnpermits.com? That's my main question.
In response to that, Councillor Bongo, I did investigate 2 others as well as burnpermits.com.
Okay.
Burnpermits.com was the least expensive option.
Okay, perfect. Okay, and that's all for me. Thank you.
And Councillor Vermeer?
So I've also been hearing a lot from residents regarding this issue, the campfire issue, the burn permits issue. I can't vote in favor of anything that requires a permit for a campfire, and I'm glad that was taken care of, that they will not be required to get a permit for a campfire. I am in favor of the system. I think it's a great modern tool for communication. Yes, we have a signboard at the dam, at the Alien Lake Dam, but if you're in a water access property and you're having a campfire, it would be very handy to be able to receive a text to say, you know what, there's now a burn restriction in place. So I think it's a great tool. We hired the chief to look into these kind of things. I trust his input in regards to this, and I think a great compromise and negotiation has been made in regards to the situation, and I hope it moves forward in regards to accepting burnpermits.com as a tool for communication to our residents. I think it's a great idea. Thank you.
Mayor, if
Thank
I
you.
could comment?
Just a moment. Thank you, Councillor Vermeer. Councillor Shala.
Yes, I guess I'm thinking about the whole the whole structure of it, and I just heard Chief speak, and you know what? His time is important to him too. And if he had to field 25, 24 or 24 calls, possibly this would eliminate those calls. Document all the history of the large fire permits. So I think it will reduce his workload, or maybe even his private or personal time, and provide the information necessary for all. If they wanted, if the campfire people decide to register, but definitely they don't have to get the permit. They would just get the information. So anyway, that's my thoughts.
Thank you, Councillor Shala. So any other comments? So I'll call the vote on this resolution.
Sorry, I just have one more question.
Councillor Bongo.
Yep, sure thing. Chief Kruger, if somebody engages in a brush burn and they do not get a permit, what is the fine or the penalty process in the event of that kind of a situation?
So if somebody were to have a large fire and not get a permit, then they would be in contravention of the bylaw, whether it's the old bylaw or the new bylaw, and they would be subject to fines. There is a fee schedule or a fine schedule attached with the bylaw. Most of the infractions are $250 per infraction.
Okay, thanks.
All right, so then I would call the vote on this resolution. Councillor Collins.
For.
Councillor Florent.
I'm against.
Councillor Harper.
I'm against.
Councillor Bongo.
For.
Councillor Shala.
For.
Councillor Vermeer.
Or
And I am for it as well. So this resolution has carried. Thank you. The next resolution. I have this resolution moved by Councillor Harper. Okay. Sorry. This resolution moved by Councillor Harper, seconded Councillor Vermeer. Be it resolved that the Council for the Corporation of the Township of South Algonquin accepts the recommendation of the fire chief as presented in the staff report of March 25th, 2021 emergency services meeting, and approves that all firefighters will be paid a flat rate of $18 an hour for all calls, training, and truck equipment checks, and that all captains' monthly honorarium will be $50, including 2 that were previously deputy chiefs, and that district chief's monthly honorarium will be $325, and that firefighters are paid a $300 bonus at the end of the year if they have attended a minimum of 75% of all training sessions monthly and extra sessions. Discussion? Hearing none, I would call the vote on.
Jane, Jane, it's Councillor Collins. I have just a couple of issues with this.
Would you like to put your comments forward? Go ahead.
What happens with regards to the training in a COVID situation? You may find that some of those training sessions have to be cancelled. So the 75% figure may be more difficult to reach because of the COVID situation. I just want to ensure that the maximum number of people that turn up for the maximum amount of possible training is included into that bonus section.
Thank you, Councillor Collins. Chief Kruger, I think that's
Yes,
reasonably.
so thank you, Your Worship. Yes, so if I am canceling or postponing training, then that is on me. That's not on the firefighters. And then obviously that would change the number of required practices. However, part of the purpose of the grant that we discussed earlier is to improve the technology so that I'll have online training capabilities, and the firefighters will be able to access online training resources. And that was the purpose of that grant money that was allocated to us. But absolutely, if training is canceled or postponed by me, then it would not be held against the firefighters for not attending a training session.
Thank you. I just wanted clarification on that. Thank you.
Good. Thank you. All right. Any other comments? So I would call the vote on this. Councillor Collins.
4.
Councillor Florent.
4.
Councillor Harper.
4.
Councillor Bongo.
4.
Councillor Shala.
4.
Councillor Vermeer.
4.
And it's carried. Thank you very much. The next resolution. Okay. I have this resolution moved by Councillor Florent and seconded by Councillor Collins. Be it resolved that the Council for the Township of South Algonquin accepts the recommendation of Fire Chief and approves application received from Josh Drew to become a member of the South Algonquin Fire Department. Any discussion? Calling the vote, Councillor Collins.
4.
Councillor Florent.
4.
Councillor Harper.
4.
Councillor Bongo.
4.
Councillor Shala.
4.
Councillor Vermeer.
4.
It's carried. Thank you. All right, the next resolution, I have it moved by Councillor, right now here. Okay, Councillor Shala, seconded by Councillor Harper. Be it resolved that the Council for the Corporation of the Township of South Algonquin authorizes staff to sign the agreement with the Ministry of Community Safety and Correctional Services for the Fire Safety Grant Program. Any discussion? All right, calling the vote, Councillor Collins.
4.
Councillor Florent.
4.
Councillor Harper.
4.
Councillor Shala.
4.
Councillor Bongo.
4.
And Councillor Vermeer.
4.
Carried. The next resolution, I have that moved by Councillor Bongo, seconded by Councillor Florent. Be it resolved that the Council for the Corporation of the Township of South Algonquin endorses Mayor Dumas to sign the proclamation declaring May 2nd to May 8th, 2020 Emergency Preparedness Week in South Algonquin. Any discussion? Call the vote, Councillor Collins.
4.
Councillor Florent.
4.
Councillor Harper.
4.
Councillor Bongo.
4.
Councillor Shala.
4.
Councillor Vermeer.
4.
Carried. Thank you very much. The next resolution. I have this resolution moved by Councillor Florent and seconded by Councillor Bongo. Is this the one? I'm sorry, I'm just. Shoot. Okay. Be it resolved that the Council for the Corporation of the Township of South Algonquin authorizes staff to proceed with the application received for the purchase of the unopened Shore Road allowance in front of Dickens Concession 9, PT Lot 2, PCL 16892 Nipissing in the geographic township of Dickens, locally known as 3806 Allen Lake, as circulated in the council package. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'd call the vote. Councillor Collins,
For.
Councillor Florent,
4,
Harper,
for,
Councillor Bongo,
For.
Councillor Shala,
Or,
Mayor,
4,
carried. Okay, thank you. The next resolution, Councillor, I have this moved by Councillor Collins, seconded by Councillor Shala. Be it resolved that the Council for the Corporation of the Township of South Algonquin amend the smoke-free workplace policy HR-009-00 to include, in quotations, this also includes private property that staff may attend when on official township business, closed paragraph. Any discussion? Call the vote. Councillor Collins,
For.
Florent,
4,
Harper,
for,
Councillor Bongo,
For.
Councillor Shala,
or,
Councillor Vermeer.
4,
That's carried. The next resolution is moved by Councillor Florence, seconded by Councillor Bongo. Be it resolved that the Council for the Corporation of the Township of South Algonquin amend Schedule A of the complaint process policy to change, in quotations, if a complaint is made against the CAO clerk treasurer, the mayor shall consult with council and may designate the municipal solicitor or other qualified individual at arm's length from the council to investigate, close quotations, two. If a complaint is made against the CAO clerk treasurer, the chair of the Human Resources Committee shall accept and acknowledge the complaint and shall consult with council. Council may designate the municipal solicitor or any other qualified individual at arm's length from the township to investigate. Any discussion? Hearing none, I would call the vote. Councillor Collins,
For.
Councillor Florent,
4,
Councillor Harper,
for,
Councillor Bongo,
For.
Councillor Shala,
or,
Councillor Vermeer.
4,
It's carried. Thank you. The next resolution. I have this resolution moved by Councillor Harper, seconded by Councillor Collins. Be it resolved that Council for the Corporation of the Township of South Algonquin put the Eco Museum project on hold until the economic development staff are hired to coordinate, plan, and move the project forward effectively. Any discussion? I'd call the vote. Councillor Collins,
For.
Councillor Florent,
4,
Councillor Harper,
for,
Councillor Bongo,
For.
Councillor Shala,
or,
4,
The next resolution, I have it moved by Councillor Bongo, seconded by Councillor Harper. Be it resolved that, okay, where did it go? Can we go back down, Holly? Thanks. Be it resolved that the Council for the Corporation of the Township of South Algonquin adopts the economic terms of reference as presented in the March 17th, 2021 Economic Development Meeting. Any discussion?
Mayor, if it's okay,
Oh,
can I
go
just
ahead.
give just a summary of my point of view, if that's all right?
Councillor Bongo.
Sure. Okay, I'll just jump into it. This resolution provides positions for volunteers in an advisory role, but retains the responsibility and decision-making within this council. The strategic plan discusses many times the need to identify community champions, and this resolution fulfills that goal. There's clear evidence of a rise in civic engagement online. Look no further than YouTube and Facebook. And as a councillor, I favor ideas like this that bridge a more meaningful connection between our constituency and our decision-making. The momentum of civic engagement is rising, so I think this terms of reference is appropriate to match this rising momentum. And finally, this is about increasing efficiency. As the Economic Development Chair, at the moment, I take the initiative to go back and forth with ideas and information between the community and the council. These terms of references would speed up the flow of information between community committee and council. And I argue that our economic development projects would be completed at a more efficient pace with this terms of reference. And above all else, accountability is important to me. And this terms of reference would ensure the community decisions are being made alongside with them. I seek the best information in order to make the most informed decisions. And that's why I firmly believe that these economic terms of reference would be very appropriate for us to accept. Thank you.
Any member, any other comments?
Councillor Florent.
Go ahead, Councillor Florent.
In the past, we've had ad hoc committees responsible for other duties. The one that comes to mind was Human Resources and Development. And to be quite frank, it didn't work. We spun our wheels because when that committee would make a decision at committee level and then it would come to council, and because all of the councillors weren't on the committee, they had to be brought up to speed. So it usually delayed everything by at least a month because by the time you brought it up, then you had to change the motion in some cases. It's my personal opinion that committees of the whole work the best.
Thank you, Councillor Florent. Any other comments?
Can I just, one thing that I would suggest is, so from a staff perspective, we currently have 2 recreation committees and a library board that sit outside of this council. So I would suggest that those committees definitely need some type of memorandum of understanding, or, you know, they're very ad hoc right now, how they interact with council. A lot of staff time goes into supporting those 3 entities. So I think that there's probably opportunity for clarifying roles in those, as well as if this terms of reference goes forward. I think really clear understanding of how staff and council are going to interact, because the more people you include, the more staff time is spent kind of bridging gaps and creating continuity when there is not really any there.
Thank you for that. I heard someone else too, I believe.
Yeah, I would like to comment here, Jane, please.
Go ahead, Councillor Collins.
My fear of bringing personnel onto this committee would be that they were there for their own agenda and their own agenda only. And that brings a little bit of fear to me. People coming onto council, people coming onto a committee meeting with just one objective in their head is not how we should be functioning. And I fear that that may be the case if we bring other people onto this committee. I may be totally wrong, but that is my fear, that it's agenda driven. So I wouldn't be voting for this because of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Collins. Any other comments from members of council?
I have one.
I'd like to make, go ahead, Councillor Richard, Shalla, sorry.
Yes. I'm a little bit leery, and I'll tell you why. When I look at the facelift that we were going to give the community and whatever, and initially I think it was for Whitney, and then it turned it out to Madawaska, and that's quite fine. Both communities should be treated equally or as fair as possible. But when we got the community involved, I thought a project that would have went quite smoothly and benefited both communities and the residents. If I may be wrong, but I think it lingered and delayed, and it may have gone on for 2 to 3 years. And it's something that I feel council in the end was voting for. It's great to get the input. However, once you're elected by a ward or the township of the whole, as a mayor would be, you're responsible for those decisions. And if I look at that one particular grant of $35,000 or whatever it was, man, to me, you know what? We just finally discussed it later, and we're still waiting for the lawn chairs to get distributed around the community. So anyway, I just think that council for a 4-year term is elected. You're there to make the decisions, make them. And if they're not approved by the public on a whole, you know what? You'll hear about it at the next election if you run.
All right, does any other council have a comment? I would like to make a comment. Councillor Bongo, you have already spoke to this once. I would like to make a comment. We have individuals of the community have every opportunity to come to the township to address the council as a delegation. We've seen the effectiveness of that when Gabriella came and made her presentation. It was very informative. It represented a group in the community. And I think that process is there. I think we are elected, as Councillor Nala has indicated, we are the representatives that individuals should come to in their discussions. And I too support the committee of the whole, as Councillor Florent has mentioned. And I will not agree to these terms of reference. So Councillor Bongo, I'm not going to, you've spoke once already to this. I appreciate that. Does any other member of council wish to comment?
Just want to make sure it's a recorded vote. That's all.
You would like a recorded vote? All right, then Carla will let us know the process, the order of the voting. So Carla, when you're ready, go ahead.
Councillor Bongo.
For.
Councillor Shala.
Against.
Councillor Vermeer.
Against.
Councillor Collins.
Against.
Councillor Florent.
Against.
Councillor Harper.
Against.
Mayor Dumas.
Against. The
Defeated.
resolution is defeated. All right, thank you. Number 14, we're at agenda item 14, notice of motions. Is there any notice of motions from council? Hearing none. All right, is council agreeable? We carry on with the agenda. I don't know what time it is. Shall we just keep going forward? Agreeable? Okay, thank you. So we are in the bylaw section 15 of the agenda. And the first bylaw is to establish the 2021 expenditures and revenues. I have this moved by Councillor Vermeer and seconded by Councillor Florent. This is the first and second reading, being a bylaw to adopt the expenditure and revenue estimates for the year 2021. Also, the amount required to be raised through taxation to cover the operating and capital cost of the municipality, and that it be read a first and second time and be referred to the committee of the whole of council. Call the vote. Councillor Collins.
For.
Councillor Florent.
For.
Councillor Harper.
For.
Councillor Bongo.
For.
Councillor Shala.
Or.
Councillor Vermeer.
For.
The third reading, I have this moved by Councillor Shala and moved by Councillor Collins. The third reading being a bylaw to adopt the expenditure and revenue estimates for the year 2021. Also, the amount required to be raised through taxation to cover the operating and capital costs of the municipality as referred by the committee of the whole of council. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, and that it be read a third time and passed in number 21-633, and that the said bylaw be signed by the mayor and the CAO clerk treasurer, sealed with the seal of the corporation, and be entered into the bylaw book. Calling the vote, Councillor Collins.
For.
Councillor Florent.
For.
Councillor Harper.
For.
Councillor Bongo.
For.
Councillor Shala.
Or.
Councillor Vermeer.
For.
It's carried. Okay. Okay, I have this resolution moved by Councillor Harper, seconded by Councillor Bongo, being a bylaw to adopt tax rates for the year 2021, and that it be read the first and second time and be referred to a committee of the whole of council. Councillor Collins.
For.
Councillor Florent.
Four.
Harper,
Four.
Councillor Bongo,
Four.
Councillor Shala,
Four.
Councillor Vermeer.
Four.
The third reading moved by Councillor Florence, seconded by Councillor Shala. The third reading being a bylaw to adopt tax rates for the year 2021 referred by the Committee of the Whole of Council, and that it is read and that it be read a third time and passed in number 21-634, and that the said bylaw be signed by the mayor and the CAO clerk treasurer and sealed with the seal of the corporation. Oh, sorry, I need to go back. I forgot. Are there any comments in regards after the first sentence being read? Okay, hearing none, and that it be read a third time and passed in number 21-634, and that said bylaw be signed by the mayor and the CAO clerk treasurer, sealed with the seal of the corporation and be entered into the bylaw book. Calling the vote, Councillor Collins.
Four.
Florent.
Four.
Councillor Harper.
Four.
Bongo.
Four.
Shala.
Four.
Councillor Vermeer.
Four.
It's carried. Resolution moved by Councillor Collins and seconded by Councillor Vermeer, being first and second reading, being a bylaw to adopt tax ratios for the year 2021, and that it be read a first and second time and be referred to a committee of the whole of council. Calling the vote, Councillor Collins.
Four.
Councillor Florent.
Four.
Councillor Harper.
Four.
Councillor Bongo.
Four.
Councillor Shala.
Four.
Councillor Vermeer.
Four.
Carried. I have the next third reading moved by Councillor Bongo and seconded by Councillor Shala. The third reading being a bylaw to adopt tax ratios for the year 2021 as referred by the Committee of the Whole of Council. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, and that it be read a third time and passed in number 21-635, and that the said bylaw be signed by the mayor and the CAO clerk treasurer, sealed with the seal of the corporation and be entered into the bylaw book. Calling the vote, Councillor Collins.
Four.
Councillor Florent.
Four.
Councillor Harper.
Four.
Councillor Bongo.
Four.
Councillor Shala.
Four.
And Councillor Vermeer.
Four.
Carried. Okay. Sorry, okay, where are we? I'm sorry, I'm a little. This is
the site plan.
We're into the site plan. Okay, I apologize. Okay. I have this moved by Councillor Shala and seconded by Councillor Harper, the first and second reading, being a bylaw to authorize the mayor and the CAO clerk treasurer to sign a site plan agreement with Aaron Morlock and Phil Morlock, and that it be read a first and second time and be referred to the Committee of the Whole of Council. Calling the vote, Councillor Collins.
Four.
Councillor Florent.
Four.
Harper.
Four.
Councillor Bongo.
Four.
Councillor Shala.
Four.
Councillor Vermeer.
Four.
It's carried. The next one. Okay. And this is the third reading, and I have this moved by Councillor Florent and seconded by Councillor Bongo. Where did it go? Okay. Being a bylaw to authorize the mayor and the CAO clerk treasurer to sign a site plan agreement with Aaron Morlock and Philip Morlock as referred to by the Committee of the Whole of Council. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, and that it be read a third time and passed in number 21-636 and be signed by the mayor and the CAO clerk treasurer, sealed with the seal of the corporation, and be entered into the bylaw book. Calling the vote, Councillor Collins.
Four.
Councillor Florent.
Four.
Councillor Harper.
Four.
Counselor Bongo,
Or
Counselor Shala,
Or,
Mayor.
For,
All right. We're at item 16 in the agenda to resolve to move into closed session. Holly, did you want to say anything or will I go ahead with this one? Okay,
just wondered
resolution,
if
I have this. Pardon?
I was just going to see if anyone needed a break before we went into closed session.
I need to get some water if that's okay. I'm parched. I don't know what time it is from here, so maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's 11:04. I'm going to stop the YouTube video now because we'll just come back and go into closed session, and then I'll restart it after the closed session.
Okay, thank you.
Tracy is signing off. Everybody have a great day.
Thanks, Tracy.
Me as well. Thank you.